Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now if you're watching this and you think David's saying words, things, looking in the camera, he's his normal self, I assure you, I am not. I'm not angry, I'm not upset, I'm not miserable. Those aren't real estate words. The word in real estate to describe how I feel right now, salty. You know when you get salty? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. We had, in the last couple of weeks, this new version of MLS hit our desks, and it sucks. It is full of bugs. And as I'm sitting here right now, emailing clients, none of the emails are going through. That's great. Take a while, think it over, put some notes together, email them. Who was I to think that I shouldn't have, copied it to the clipboard or something? Anyway, so today I'm going to show you Pick 5 actually on MLS. I'll just have to blur out the sellers' names because, as I said, I can't actually access certain parts of it. Real damn salty. Real salty. Makes me want to go home tonight and watch my favorite movie, Salt, with Angelina Jolie. It makes me want to listen to my favorite band of all time, Salt and Pepper. And if I have time, I don't know if my wife's up for it, but maybe we'll take a little trip over to Salt Lake City, Utah. Gosh darn it. I am frustrated with this MLS. That and my lunch today is a bag of carrots. Seriously, this is my lunch. And this is the video that we're shooting right now, is you watching me eat carrots. But unfortunately in real estate, sometimes you just don't have time to eat. You want to go into real estate? Tell you what you're getting. You're getting carrots and you're getting salt. I didn't even chew that. Okay, guys, today I want to look at $2 million houses. The theme is going to be, can I get that for $2 million? Because what we're seeing in that price range is really, really tricky. I've got 3 different clients looking at that price point, and so much of that stuff is either sitting or being reduced or selling in a bidding war. Try to figure that one out. Okay, and one of my clients I was showing to on the weekend, looking at some of the properties that we've seen over the last month. This one was reduced, this one was relisted low to try to get a bidding war, and then it didn't sell. There's so much stuff being relisted, and it's interesting because then you'll see something listed for 2.1 that sells for 2.6. Really finicky market right now, but I've done a lot of condos in the last few weeks, carrot, and I've also done a lot of townhouses, a lot of lower end houses. I figured we'd go back today to the $2 million range. So what we're looking for here, and I know a lot of you guys are looking for 1-bedroom condos. You're like, oh great, $2 million houses. Thanks for wasting 28 minutes of my life. But I want to show you how we evaluate these things. So we're going to look at 10 criteria. First and foremost, we're going to look at the neighborhood. Goes without saying, where is the darn property? Boy, I'm salty. We're going to look at the school district because at that price point, you like to think you're getting into a good school district. We're going to look at the lot size. That's very, very important because that, of course, is going to determine how big your house actually is, or if you have the same size house on a smaller lot going through committee adjustments, you're going to have no backyard. We're going to look at the number of beds, number of baths. Suffice to say, I think that's important. We're going to look at the basement, which today's day and age, we're starting to see far more importance put on there. I mean, if you were to look at original If you're going to look at original Victorian homes in Toronto, you'll see that there's no basements. They were 5'8", probably because everyone was 5'7" back then, and they were just used to, put coal and pickles for the winter. But now we're starting to see these big rec rooms. We're starting to see no TV on the main floor. Are you with me? And then downstairs, you've got the 80-inch TV. We're starting to see gyms. We're seeing all kinds of things. You've got that extra bedroom either for the nanny or for, well, the grandparents babysitting is basically the free nanny. So we're going to look at the basements. We're also going to look at parking, right? We'd like to think at $2 million, we're getting a private drive. Proximity to transit. Very important for people who live in $2 million houses. No, they all drive everywhere. Not true. Not true. Stereotype. We're going to look at parks. And then last but not least, we're going to look at the condition. So the 5 properties we're going to look at today. Oh yeah, right. You can't see the map because there is no map because MLS isn't working. Did you get that? Great. The first one we're going to look at here, guys, 463 Broadway Avenue in Leaside. So let's take a look. Where is this property? Well, if you're familiar with anywhere along Eglinton Avenue, there is massive construction. But if you can tough it out for the next couple of years, you're going to have the LRT there. So this is in North Leaside, and Broadway is a thoroughfare for traffic. Glenvale can be too, but I believe there's a no turning sign there. So Broadway is the main artery that cuts right across North Leaside And anyone that doesn't want to turn here is cutting through to go towards Leslie Victoria Park. So, you know, prime streets. I think the streets that are going north-south are probably a little more desirable, but Broadway, still pretty darn good street. Now, this is a 34 by 135 lot size. The issue that I have with this house is the following. You see this build here? This is original lease side. Now you had your 28 footers, which would just be this house that I'm drawing with my mouse, and then you'd have a driveway here. Then you've got your 34 to 36, some of them 38 footers with the garage on the side. Now that's fantastic, absolutely fantastic to have that bigger house. The bigger lot. The problem is, here they haven't built out and over it. So you're seeing a lot of these homes that have the 34, 35 foot lots, and they build out over the side. So what you're doing, effectively, a lot of them are just tearing them right down. You can do the built-in garage. You're adding a living room, you're adding a main floor family room, you're adding upstairs another bedroom and another bathroom. So here what we have is basically a $2 million renovated version of an original footprint. And I don't really like that. It's also a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So this is kind of interesting, guys, and we're starting with this one, not because I'm trying to highlight how the other ones look, but if you were to spend $2 million on a house, wouldn't you think you're getting an ensuite bathroom? $2 million for this house, and you're sharing a bathroom for your kids for all of eternity. So what this is, we'll go on the inside here. It is a beautifully renovated original footprint. Okay, so we've got our pot lights, we've got our moldings, we've got our new floors, we've got our great staging, right? Lots of art. Real salty, eh? Whew. Honestly, you guys have no idea. When I usually film Pick 5, I turn on the charm. Carrot. But yeah, it's really coming out right now. Really, the saltiness is just right onto the screen here. If I could throw some over my shoulder for good luck, like Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber, I would. Okay, right, back to Pick 5. So see this setup here, guys? A lot of you guys are familiar with this. Take an original lease side home, whether it's a semi-detached, whether it's a detached. You've got this kitchen, and then the dining room on the flip side. Now, most people that have opened it right up, and you can see they've kind of opened it up here with the, what do you call it, sort of the shorter chef window, right? You've got a completely different footprint. Now, all they've done here is kept the original footprint, and then they've built back here, they've built a main floor family room off the back. So see this? This is the original footprint. And for $2 million, all you've really done is just kind of renovated, and then you've stuck this onto the back. So they did not do the upstairs addition, which I think was a huge mistake, because that's usually where you're getting the where you're getting the 4th bedroom. So we'll go through this quick. Right, don't stage those rooms, okay. Wow, okay, so we're downstairs, and we are putting our feet up, staring at a painting, maybe, just maybe if you're lucky, eating carrots. Reach a new low on Pick 5, guys, honestly. You're sitting here watching me eat carrots. Okay, so overall, neighborhood, great. It's North Lee side. School district, fantastic. This is North Lee. Now, North Lee ranks an 8.6 out of 10, 101st out of 2,900 schools in Ontario. That's really good. The lot size is great. 3 beds, 2 baths. The basement, it was okay, but it's not the full basement. Parking, it does have a private drive. It does have the built-in garage. That's great. Proximity to transit, well, I think we discussed that. We've got the LRT coming up here. That's pretty good. For now, you can take the bus. The parks. You have Serena Gundy here, okay? Unbelievable access to parks. And last but not least, the condition, it's fantastic. But overall, the house gets a gigantic fail, because if you have a 35-foot lot, build a house that belongs on a 35-foot lot. I think that's fair. I think that went over really well. Okay, next house, 130 Hillsdale Avenue West. So you have to remember, with the east and the west, it completely changes the dynamic of Hillsdale. A lot of people think Hillsdale. Let me just zoom out a little bit more, guys. Trying to fit that in. Hillsdale, yes, I know Hillsdale. That's just on the other side of Bayview. Not necessarily. You've got Hillsdale. Oh, it's in Davisville Village, right? But there's also Hillsdale that is in the Chaplin area. Okay, Chaplin Estates. So this property on Hillsdale is on a 30 by 100, and it's a 3-bed plus 1 4-bath. We're going to see this a lot. 3, 1, 4. It's got the main floor family room. It's got a private drive, which I'm going to have to double check that, but I believe it is. And this is $1,995,000, 21 days in the market. You can see there it has sat, and I believe this has been reduced. So this too is essentially the same-ish floor plan as the first house we saw, right? They were on a 35-foot lot. They just didn't utilize what should have been blown out the side. They did do the back and the main floor, but what should have been blown out the side and the back to build a bigger house. So this, you can see some original charm. We've got the stained glass. There you go, very typical living space. And into the dining. There it is, formal dining. Other side, we're going to have the kitchen. See there. And then they've got the extension as well for, oh, they didn't go to it, for the family room. Oh no, you know what? This one they have the family room in the downstairs, which of course is, are you with me? Not a family room. The family room, guys, has to be on the main floor. The rec room can be in the basement, and you think it's semantics, but it's not. In real estate circles, just as the word salty is used to describe my mood right now, the word family room is off of the main floor. The family room in these bigger homes is adjacent to the kitchen, or it's behind the kitchen. Maybe you step down a couple steps. The rec room's in the basement. So here when you see family room, you see this right here, this Y? Family room, not a family room. So I want to go and show you. This is bedroom 1, okay? Nice bathroom, bedroom 2, bedroom 3, and here downstairs is the family room. So, not the same thing as what we'll see in another listing. Giant pipe running through the family room. Cool. All right. Little stove. Probably not going to use it. Now, you could do a lot worse than that. There's your bedroom downstairs. That's the guest suite. And there's, you know, not a bad little 3-piece bathroom in the basement. Very nice yard. Again, only a 100-foot lot. So you've got the deck. You've got the grass. Place for the kids. Place for the dog. So it checks a lot of the boxes. But it's just not the full package that I think we can get in this price point. So I'm kind of walking you guys towards what I think is really good value in this area in terms of both the layout, the number of beds, number of baths, and things like family room. Are you with me? Okay. So 130 Hillsdale is in, I'm pretty sure, but I want to double check. Yes, it's in Oriole Park School District. So Oriole Park is an 8.1 out of 10, ranks 230th out of 2,900 schools. Excellent, excellent school. It's a really awesome little area here, guys. As you know, a lot of you go Davisville, cut up Chaplin. Sometimes you turn to go north in Oriole Park. This section here of the city, tiny, tiny little grid, it's where I want to call home one day. My wife and I have been looking in Chaplin for quite some time, North Toronto too as well. But I love this little pocket. And so I can say, although I think there are things you could do better with this house, in terms of the location, in terms of the proximity to Yonge Street, proximity to transit, right? You've got Oriole Park down here. I'm not sure if you can see that on my map. You've got Eglinton Park, which is massive and incredibly underutilized up here. You have the Beltline Trail. It's just an unbelievable area with a fantastic school district. So really like the house. As I said, I think there are slightly better in this price point. So let's go to the next one on Castlewood. Now Castlewood, first and foremost, I will say is in the Allenby School District. So Allenby, another great school. This ranks an 8.6 or 101st out of 2,900, so it's up there with North Lee. Now Castlewood, again, okay, here's Allenby. So just on, where were we here, guys? Right, Chaplin over here, Allenby over here. So again, proximity to parks, we're kind of looking at the same thing. How far are we from Eglinton Park? Well, it's a bit of a grind. So it's not as good in terms of proximity to either Yonge Street and transit. I know Eglinton does have the LRT, but I'm talking today. Not as good as proximity to park or transit as the last house we saw. But overall, this is actually a better house, and I'll show you why. So 3 plus 1 and 4, same idea, right? 3 bed, 1 downstairs, and 4. Main floor family room, or sorry, family room. Spoil the surprise. Family room, but look here. Family room is on the main. So they've done the extension here. And this is the kind of house, even though it's only on a 25 by 110, this is the kind of house at $2 million that we want to see in terms of the layout. So I will say, as you're looking at that, 25, narrow. 110, short. But these guys probably went to committee of adjustment because they built this massive house with a huge, huge addition. You're going to have a little bit of a backyard there, but the house itself is fantastic. So let me go through this with you. Again, we're starting to see the same kind of idea here, right? You come in, you've got this little area right up the stairs. It's the same thing with the first house on Broadway, except they had a bigger lot because of the garage. It's the same thing as the house that we just saw on Hillsdale, except this one, as you'll see, goes way further back. So there's your formal dining. And here's your extension. Look at the size of this. So you've got your kitchen in the middle. And I want to go back. Oh, I can't because I'm on this hacked version of MLS. That's right. Salty. Carrot? No? Okay. So what we've got here is instead of having that kind of kitchen, the galley-ish kitchen, and opening up to the dining, they've moved the dining forward right here and effectively nullified, well, you can't really see it, there it is, but nullified that sort of living area at the front. Now, a lot of people tell me I don't really use that living area, like that's where we put our Christmas tree or that's where we receive our guests. But if you don't need that, then this is a really, really good layout because it has this huge, wide open concept kitchen, this little breakfast nook, which I think is kind of neat. Let me go back to it. No, you're not going to show it to me again. There it is. Perfect. So that's pretty cool. Let the light shine down. It's that kind of a day, huh? I'll be back. And I'm back. There's a light above me, and I have to cover it when I film Pick 5. Anyways, so I like this little breakfast nook. It's really cool if you've got mom or dad here is cooking dinner, doing dishes, kids are doing homework, whatever you've got, and then here's your main floor family room. This is what I'm talking about. This is the family room. That's your TV. That's your couch. This is people that are cooking. These are kids that are studying. You want to be all together. That's the whole point of the family room. Not bury it downstairs in a rec room with a damn pipe running right through. Okay, so there you go. Now, they've obviously opened this up for staging purposes. I love this house. It is so cool. I was going to say, I had a feeling that these doors, you can see by the latches there, I have a feeling these doors open all the way. Perfect. We'll just combine our backyard with the inside of our home. So back deck, got a little patch of grass here. Again, only 110-foot lot. I think it's pretty cool. They've done as much as they can with this. So there's your master bedroom with a vaulted ceiling. Again, in small spaces, go up, build up. It makes it feel like more square footage, cubic footage. So there's your bathroom. Again, with the 4 baths, let's go over here for a minute here. We've got a 5-piece in the second, that's mom and dad's, a 4-piece, that's the kids, a 2-piece downstairs, a 4-piece downstairs. Done! This is the perfect layout. This is exactly what I'm talking about at $2 million. So there we've got Billy's room, here we've got Bobby's room, and then downstairs, perfect little mudroom, okay, little kids' playroom, kids' TV. When does my kid start watching TV? She does not seem interested. My dog, on the other hand, will watch a full episode of Law & Order. And then tell me all about it. So here's your backyard, 110 feet, as I said. Very cool. Very, very cool. And mom and dad's room is back here with that peaked roof. So I know I spent a lot of time on that one, but I think that needed to be done because when we're looking at these $2 million houses, again, and we're going to our entire list of, neighborhood, school district, proximity to transit, etc., we've got to go back to the lot size, the beds, the baths, and the layouts. Because a 35-foot lot, like we saw on Leaside, is great, but not if you've got the same house that you've got on a 26-foot lot. Now this is effectively, if you look at the outline of the house, I bet this is just as wide from brick to brick. But the inside's completely transformed with a renovation off the back, completely different house from the first one we saw. Oh, and I should mention, this just came out, $1,995, hold back on offers. Again, in this market, the really good stuff will sell over the list price. I think this could, because it's such a well-done house, as opposed to some of these other jokers, which are, just around the same price. So now here's an interesting one, 520 St. Clements. This leads into exactly what I was talking about. So here we've got $2,050,000, but on the market 22 days. It's a 3-bed, 3-bath, plus 2. What's that? It's got 2 bedrooms downstairs. It's only got 3 bathrooms. So for me right away, I look at this and I go, hold on, for $2 million, I have to share a bathroom with my kids for all of eternity. 4-piece downstairs, 2-piece on the main, 4-piece upstairs. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Now it's a little bit wider and it's a lot deeper. This is a 30 by 131. The other house was a 25 by 110. So our 30 by 131 should allow us a bigger footprint. But look, see this end for family room? No, they have not done an extension. And when you look on the inside, it's nice. Do you feel like we've seen this 4 times now? It's nice and it's renovated, but it's not the same idea. They've opened up the back. Okay, so they've got the dining room back here, but this is just like the first one. It's a renovated version of the same footprint. And the house ends right there. So we don't have the additional depth. And we're paying $2 million. At $2 million, you want to go back to this guy here, where you've got more house, and it's more functional, and it's laid out and conducive to the way that you want to live your life with your kids. Not sharing a bathroom, not having a dingy little rec room in the basement, main floor family room, open, high ceilings, walk outside, keep an eye on everybody. I don't know, maybe your kids are, sound like they're running away. Keep an eye on them. Okay, so here, oh, no, wait, where did I go? I'm on the wrong listing. Got really excited there. We were going upstairs, I believe. Yep, okay. And there we go. We're going upstairs. Okay. So again, the finishes are great, the workmanship's nice, the renovation is fantastic. You may say it's too neutral. I have that exact same chair. Literally have that exact same chair. In fact, my dog sits on that chair, I think to spite my baby, who sits in my dog's bed. Can I get a picture of that? Very cute. Okay. So we've got another bedroom, little snug, another little bedroom, and here's downstairs. So they've done as much as they can with it, but keep in mind, when you're not doing like a gut reno, your original pillars here, that's an odd photo of the stairs and the, yeah, okay, and then this is it. It's a very, very small room. So we've got a nice bathroom downstairs, and there is your garage, and it is a private driveway. So look, guys, this is a great house. This is a great house, but it's not as good as it could be at this price point. And I think that the previous one illustrates that. And I think the next one will really hammer it home. We're ending with the best one. Of course, it's 2.1 million holding back. Could be 2.2, 2.3. I think it should be, but very finicky market. As I said, there are some properties that are just sitting, and the difference, there's one on Parkley, I think, in Leaside. I mean, it's $2.5 million, and it's about the layout. It's just not the same layout as this house here. So let me show you 166 Glenvale. Where are we? We're buried here, buried in North Leaside. But if you're that outdoorsy type, you like the fact that there is no through traffic. Killdeer over here, Reichard over here, the most child-friendly streets in the city because there's no traffic. You've got hockey nets. You could literally put it in the middle of the street. No one's going to touch it. And then down here you've got beautiful Serena Gundy Park. So Glenvale, of course, falls into North Lee School District. 8.6 out of 10, 101st out of 2,900. I've done this so many times I know. And now you've got a 32 by 125. So we're not the wide, okay, not the wide 34, 35, 36 that we're accustomed to seeing in Leaside. But here, see the space between this house here and this house here? Here's where you've got a slightly wider lot than your typical 28s in Leaside, but you don't have that built-in garage. You do have here a private driveway. So the width of the house will be marginally larger than, say, the one we saw on Castlewood, for example. The layout in this is exactly what you want in a house, so let's go. There is your living room. That's your living room at the front. Now, I'm going to go back to our friend here. Here's your living room at the front, right? That's the problem. I don't even know if that's considered a living room, because if you look down here, dining, kitchen, family, yeah, they don't even include it, or maybe they just didn't put it on there. So, in your typical layout for what I want in a $2 million house, beautiful living room, okay, and look at the space here, right? We're not jammed in. Then we get into the dining room. They've turned the table that way. I would go the long ways. It would make it feel a little bit bigger. There's a tidbit for you. Like that staircase, very open air. Okay, kitchen. And now watch this. Bang! There's your house. That's it. That's what I've been trying to say. Family room and kitchen. Family room and kitchen together, right? That other house had buried the family room in the basement. And it's not a family room. It's a rec room with a pipe going down it. That's the house you want. And I know you're going to say, well, David, one was 1.9 and one's 2.2. A $300,000 difference. I get it. But if you can afford 1.9, you can probably afford 2.2. The point I'm making is that irrespective of location, proximity to transit, neighborhood, when you are looking specifically at this price point, and again, my bias, I think you should be looking at the layout. I think that this is extremely functional for how you want to live with your 2.4 children and white picket fence and walk-in closet. And I think that some of the other houses, you know, the first one we saw on Broadway, they just renovated an original footprint. And some of the other houses, they did as much as they could with it. But this is what you want. Perfect. I love it. Master bedroom. There's really not much more to say now. That was my point. Bathroom. Right. Cool. And basement. Why am I stopping on the basement? Why did I just go right through the upstairs bedrooms? Why? Because we know at this point, and if you want to look over here, you've got a 5-piece on the second. That's the master ensuite. That's mom and dad's. You've got a 4-piece downstairs. And you've got a 4-piece for the kids, 2-piece on the main. That's what you get with the 4 bathrooms. And then downstairs, this is your rec room. It's a huge rec room. This is the space for the kids. This is the space for the man cave. This is the space for the treadmill. Okay, all these built-ins, cool. You've got kids that are extremely obsessive compulsive. I get it. But that is what you want in the basement. And so I'm not saying that the main floor, family room, and kitchen and basement are the 2 most important parts of the house, but I am saying that if you've seen one bedroom, you've seen them all. You're familiar with the layout, obviously, as I said. And let me do one more thing here. Let me go to the floor plan, okay? And I'm going to zoom in. So there you go. See this? And see this. Remember when I said that the house is wider and you've got a private driveway? here's where your private driveway is, but you don't need to drive your car all the way back there. So you bring the house out a little bit, and you've got this unbelievable main floor family room and kitchen, plus a breakfast nook. And then you're dining and living at the front. This is awesome. I like this house. I have a friend who should buy this house, actually. Okay. So outside in the backyard, I want to show you something very cool. Bang! There it is. Look at that. Built in, looks like a Weber, built in to the stone fridge. I don't know if there's a sink there. Man, that would be cool if it was plumbed. And look at this. Oh, so cool. How does this thing not sell for 2.3? I don't know. Whew, that was a lot of work. Carrot? Thank you for putting up with me today. Very salty, as I explained in the beginning. You know what? I think that was actually really good. I think that went really well. Oh, I don't know if you could notice, I also drank a lot of coffee today and didn't eat anything. So I think I got my points across. And like I said, bottom line here, guys. Neighborhood, important. School district, important. Proximity to transit. Proximity to commercial retail was one we didn't actually do, but proximity to parks. Those things are all important. Number of beds, number of baths. Okay, we know a 3-bed, 2-bath is not in the same realm as a 4-bed, 4-bath. But as I got towards the end there and I kind of built up, all that coffee and carrots helped me explain why layout is so crucial. Layout is so important. And of these 5 houses, they're all completely different. You start with the first house, as I said once, I've said it 3 times now, it's basically a nicely renovated version of an original Leaside footprint that is no longer what families are looking for. A 3-bed, 2-bath for $2 million. So it doesn't really make any sense. Then you get into some of the things like a 25 by 110. Oh, that's too small. But they blew it out. They completely redid it. They went to committee of adjustments. They added on the back. That works. Then you kind of get the hybrid ones, right? Oh, we have a family room, but it's in the basement. So when you're looking at $2 million, you've really got to pay attention to the layout of the house, figure out how are you going to live your lives, where are you going to spend your time, what's your family into, and then look at floor plans, walk through the house, and there's only so much you can see from looking online, obviously, and I hope I kind of conveyed that in here. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Market's really getting busy. I think a lot of people were holding back for after the long weekend. Right across the board, everything's heating up. So if you're looking, now is a good time to get out there. There are maybe, what, 6 weeks, 7 weeks left of busy market. Could be 5, who knows. Anyways, have a fantastic weekend, guys. That's it for me. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.